everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of the Big Chill Podcast, The Well-Oiled Situation. Hey, gentlemen. All right, let's get right to it. Another big weekend in sports coming up. We have two big football finals. We have the Europa and the Champions League. First, let's see how you guys are doing. Sam, I heard that you now have a story to try and up Eddie with your Applebee's fiasco. You want to let everyone know?
Applebee's fiasco. Oh, no. Oh, this one last night. Okay. No, I just witnessed the police chasing some guy weirdly slowly. Like you thought it would have been like a full pelt run if there's a guy with a taser out. But no, they started reading him like mini rights and shouting how many volts a taser has. He then ran into TGI Fridays, which is a restaurant. They then rugby tackled him and fired a taser into him at near point blank range. I'm laughing. The guy was convulsing, and the restaurateurs clearly weren't delighted. But
to be fair, TGI Fridays would do that to you anyway, so it's not. The taser probably had nothing to do with the convulsing. But I did like my best part of you retelling that story is how you were like, TGI Fridays, it's a restaurant, as if it's some like little artisanal restaurant near you.
I don't know. Is it like a global
little
thing?
place I like to go on dates?
I have no idea if it's global. TGI Fridays. I've always just assumed
huge.
It's huge. Okay, because they're closing
down.
I mean,
it's at least in America
in the
and the United Kingdom and a few other places. Like we don't have them in Paris, but actually no, I think we used to have them. I think they're gone.
They used
now.
to have them.
But they're shutting down pretty majorly here as well.
So I'll have to apologize to Applebee's. That would never happen at Applebee's. I'm sorry.
Also,
I take it back.
This is awkward because this week's podcast is sponsored by TGI Fridays.
Leave the tasering to us.
It works really well for us because the second episode of the week drops on Fridays, so it's just a perfect timing.
Yeah,
like the guys they taser in their restaurant, it drops.
I was just gonna say, after listening to this, you're gonna be so excited you'll be convulsing like the patrons at TGI Fridays. Best 2-for-1 appetizer special on happy hours across the world.
And with these government half price, with the government half price discounts, you'll be convulsing everywhere.
Well, that's only for our UK listeners, Sam. Don't discriminate.
I'm not discriminating.
The rest of the world isn't getting 50% off their food bill because of their communist government.
Should have voted for a government like Boris's then.
Next time.
And that other soothing voice you hear is, of course, Eddie. How's it going in Paris, Eddie?
Yeah, I had a good week. Obviously enjoyed it. You know, the celebrations here, even with all of the COVID restrictions, were still pretty loud and boisterous. Had lots of people celebrating out on the streets, flares being lit, people celebrating late into the night. I think they had to call out the riot police in a few places to try and clear the streets. But apart from the second or third or fourth wave, whatever we're on now, that will be caused by PSG's Champions League Cup run, it will all be worth it, though.
Now, I want you to throw under all the PSG fans right under the bus. Are they some of the most obnoxious football fans around, you think?
Yeah, I mean, PSG are one of my most disliked clubs in the world. And it's not because I live here, and it's not just because you're surrounded by them, but I've lived here a couple of different times now, and between those different moments, watched the transformation of PSG. When I first lived here, they were a mid-table club, and very few people in Paris supported them. They were mainly, you met people in Paris, and they would say, "Oh, my dad's from Marseille," or "My dad's from Lyon," or wherever, and that's who they supported. And then all the Qatar money came in, and they suddenly started buying good players and really transformed into a sort of a massive figure on the French scene, but also on the European scene. And now everyone you meet is a PSG supporter. And none of them acknowledge the fact that they, 15 years ago, were supporting completely different clubs. And even worse, not only are they PSG supporters, they now have sort of extreme hatred for clubs that they used to support, because those are obviously still sort of their rivals. So PSG fans hate Marseille supporters. So even the ones that used to be Marseille supporters, now lifelong hatred for Marseille.
So do we have David Beckham to blame for this?
No. I mean, Beckham.
Is this another reason for me to hate Beckham?
Beckham might have been the tipping point in some regards. I mean, really, the point when, to me, they became unbearable was with buying Neymar and buying Mbappe. And that was just such colossal transfer fees and the fact that they still speak about their club in a way as if and look, every football club does it. If you talk to Chelsea supporters, they would have done it back in the early 2000s. I'm a Blackburn Rovers supporter, and Blackburn Rovers supporters would have done it in the early mid-90s. There's no difference in concept. It's just maybe in scale. But the fact that they've spent, nearly 500 million on 2 players, and they speak about them as if they are these kind of homegrown, particularly Mbappe because he's French. So they had the 2018 World Cup success. So really, PSG supporters speak about him as if, and he's also from the Paris area, I believe. But they do really speak about him as if, wow, this homegrown talent that we have. We just so happen to have to spend 220 million euros on him or whatever. But apart from that, he's homegrown.
Yeah. So, of course, Eddie's referring to the PSG semifinal win in the Champions League, 3-0. And that was followed up by Bayern Munich's 3-0 win. And so now we have the final set for Sunday, right? Sunday evening? Sunday early afternoon in the States. Bayern Munich versus PSG. Let's we've been covering this a lot, I guess, lately, right? So maybe just give some quick takes who we think is going to win, anything we should be looking for, Neymar to cry.
I mean, at least it's the final. It's such a shame that the semi-finals were as routine as they were, because we had the exciting prospect of like Bayern Man City. And it's a shame that after some good quarterfinals that we were left with what were 2 really expected and obvious results. Lyon turned up for 20 minutes and then just got steamrolled. Leipzig didn't really turn up, and to be honest, who would expect them against like PSG and Bayern Munich in the form? But it'll be a good final. I still go Bayern. I still think they're a better outfit. I think they consistently perform well. They're going at about 4 goals a game in the Champions League at the moment, so my money's Bayern pretty comfortably, actually. I haven't seen the odds, so I don't know, Eddie, if in your preview you got the odds, but
it's got to be
off the top of my head, I think Bayern are 4-7, something like that, to lift the cup.
Win. Yeah. And then to win just outright, I think they were like 10-11.
Yeah, something around that. So I think that's probably, those odds are fair. You can't rule out PSG. They've got 5 or 6 very good to world-class players in their team, and they have a few match winners. So obviously if Mbappe or Neymar have great matches, then who knows what could happen. And trying to contain Mbappe's pace is a difficult challenge even for the sort of most well-oiled back line. But you have to say, when you look at Bayern, they have no obvious weaknesses. They're so reliable and consistent. And they're just kind of, it's awful in a way, because it's kind of, they fall back on all of the sort of basic descriptions that you would always use for Germans. And they're this sort of well-oiled machine that works well.
Eddie, keep talking to me about this well-oiled backline that Bayern Munich's got.
No, it's crazy.
You got me excited here.
It's crazy how often people do it. Like Rio Ferdinand commentating, he was like, to use the German stereotypes, they're efficient. And it's like everyone just uses it for German teams.
It's tough, though, because in the case of Bayern, it's absolutely true. I mean, it tends to be true about the German national team, and at the moment, it's 100% true about Bayern as well. They all know what their job is. They all stick to their tasks. They know what they do, and they do it extremely well. And then when you throw in the fact that they do now have a couple of, players who can break a match open, even when it's a bit stale, which is maybe what they've been missing over the past couple of seasons. And so really now, I don't know, it's difficult to see PSG winning, because you have to assume PSG are not the best team defensively. Bayern always score. So you have to assume that to win this, PSG are probably going to need to score at least 2 goals in the 90 minutes to even have a chance probably of taking it to extra time. That's what makes it difficult for me to see a way for PSG to win. But obviously they are a good enough team that anything's possible, but it is difficult to see the game plan for them.
So here's a question I was thinking that I kind of think makes the game a little more intriguing. If you had to say who has the better top 3 players on the team?
Probably PSG.
Yeah. I think that and that kind of, I think, speaks to what the game could be. Depth wise, Bayern Munich clearly has it overall on the pitch, but if you have those 3 better players in one match, again, not an aggregate, it's one match, who knows, maybe they strike a match, get lucky, Neymar scores one, Mbappe scores one, and they're up 2-0 30 minutes in.
No, it's possible. I mean, I'll say this: PSG definitely have. If you had the sort of top two, I'm definitely taking PSG's top two. Top three, I might talk myself into Bayern, but obviously Neymar and Mbappe, it's the front line that any club in the world would want to have. And, Mbappe is one of the most talented young and most exciting young players in the world as well. In a way, it's easy to forget how young he is, because you're talking about this player who has already had a huge transfer, has already won the World Cup, has already won the French League multiple times, and the French Cup and the French League Cup. And
any drink in America yet?
Probably only just.
Yeah.
So, but it is one of those weird things because he's been around for so long. You do forget that he is still in the early stages of his career.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I take Bayern Munich straight up. I think they'll win. I think it's a pretty solid bet, almost at 10-11.
I mean, I really hope, because fans here, when you spoke to them before the quarterfinal, they were sort of cautiously optimistic that they could make the final, but most of them didn't really think that they could win the Champions League. Then they won the quarterfinal, and then Atletico Madrid went out, and then it was like, well, we're definitely in the final now, but if we've got to play City or Bayern, it's going to be really tough, and we probably will lose. And then now they're full on into the, Neymar and Mbappe are playing so well, the team looks so good, we're not even conceding that many goals, we're definitely going to win. And so to watch their little hopes get crushed is going to be very satisfying.
Although you won't be able to enjoy it as much because they're not going to be out in the streets at the bars. I remember, I forget what year I went. I was there. They were in the Champions League, and they were getting pretty far, and the bars were just super crowded and packed. And then they lost, and it was as if the world had ended, and they just poured out of the bars, just angry and belligerent.
The bars are still pretty busy.
Good.
The PSG
why wouldn't
matches
There's nothing going on.
Yeah, the PSG matches are still bringing the supporters out. I mean, they won't be because August is a dead month for Paris anyway, and also it's a Sunday night. So when you combine those two factors in, it will be minimal damage. But they'll definitely, not far from me. You got a lot of them out. They've all got their flares and stuff. That's definitely going to be going on.
Are you going to be outside with your baseball bat?
Yeah, I'll go to the bar, pick up my buddy. Hit the streets with a baseball bat, just clobber some PSG supporters, win or lose.
Who's first?
Exactly.
Well, Eddie, speaking of the well-oiled machine, did you guys get a chance to see Ronaldo's vacation pics he posted on Instagram? Did you guys get a look at him at a yacht with his bros?
I wanted to be told I hate everything about the transition into this, but I didn't.
I also want to clarify here. Yes, but only because you sent them to me.
How could I not send them to you? So Sam, in context, I'll lay down why I sent it to Eddie. So he is I don't know where he is, probably somewhere in Spain, on his private yacht with all of his friends and endless women, I'm sure. And he's just posting pictures up of himself in like a 3-inch bathing suit. So he put up one, and it was like, I forget what it was. It was something on like back deck of the yacht, and it's him just standing there completely flexed. Like there's no one else in the picture but him just flexing. And then his next picture is him like sprawled out on the side of the boat like he's a bikini model with the sun coming down, and it says, "If you could only choose one, this view or me, what would you choose?" And that's his actual tagline of his own picture.
He's married, right?
The thing, yeah, I don't know if he's married. I think he's definitely in a long-term relationship with a
woman with
his
kids.
Children. I think. I don't know
because I think the reason I took issue was just Frank saying endless women, like the one in the relationship was going to be absolutely fine with this.
It's not the Phoenix Suns we're talking about, okay? But
like some sort of like Pitbull video.
But here's the thing: to me, it's hard to judge if it's a totally serious caption. Then he's a dickhead. I actually like Cristiano Ronaldo. He early in his career, I hated everything about him, but as he's kind of grown into this very respectable professional, the more I hear about him and the more you read about him, the more I like him. if it is a kind of tongue-in-cheek comment, then it's a great comment.
No, see, okay, so here's the thing. If it were a tongue-in-cheek comment, I think it would be something more along the lines of, how about that view? Like, that would be funny. If you post up, how about that view? But if you could only choose one,
give him a break. He's Portuguese. He's writing his Instagram posts in his third language.
Why don't we do like
bad Google
Why don't we mirror the picture on the Big Chill podcast Instagram?
Yeah. We'll each take
see
our
what
own
the
version.
response is. Yeah.
Here's the other interesting thing is, take it to a whole nother level. Did he even write it? Is he posting his Instagram pics, or is that some social media intern he has hired who's managing all of his social media accounts?
Oh, it wouldn't even be an intern. I think it would be like a whole company, probably.
I mean, there would have been some direction, right?
Do you think he's writing
like a marketing company?
Yeah.
I think
he's writing the direction.
That they are.
So you think he takes that picture of himself and he forwards it on to his agency, and he's like, "Hey guys, good idea here. Which is better?" He's like throwing just spitballing some ideas for this post. What's better, me or the view? If you had to choose one, is it me or the view? Just like something along those lines. And they're like, "All right, Cristiano, we'll do our best."
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it was a bad Google Translate. Maybe what he originally sent them was a great tongue-in-cheek comment where, like, in Portuguese, it would hit. They'd be like, "Oh, that guy's so funny."
Wait, do you think Cristiano Ronaldo is putting it through Google Translate? Like, whilst he's on the yacht with these endless women, he's like, "Give me a sec, guys." So just go.
No, I think he's sending the email.
I can speak these languages really fluently, but let me just check what Google Translate spews this out as.
No, the marketing firm is doing that.
Okay. Well, we'll have to dig deeper. When Cristiano's on the podcast in a few years.
Let's start with that picture. That's question one.
Yeah.
We'll put it up and we say,
Instagram account.
We put it up without the caption and we say, if you had to caption this picture, what would you say? And if he says the same thing, then we know it came from him.
Either that or he's just a robot.
He could be a robot. The other part about that is, how many DM responses do you think he got that said him with a attached naked picture? And I'm not even talking women, or like, it's both. I'm saying women and men. How many do you think he got? Honestly.
We know at least one from you, so we'll start with
besides not including me. So subtract mine. In an honest question, how many do you think he got from that picture?
I mean, whoever's sifting through his DMs, though, would be having an absolutely, like, have you seen that South Park episode where, like, Cartman is hires, like, Butters to, like, go through all of the hate messages he gets in his, like, direct messaging, and he just turns into this absolute, like, Gollum-like person. I imagine whoever's sifting through Cristiano Ronaldo's DMs for that picture is going to be sick.
Oh, sick. Or are you some, like, guy working for this PR firm who then picks out the 5 you like the most, and then you slide into their DMs and you're like, "Hey, just so you know, I work for Cristiano Ronaldo's PR firm. I happen to notice your DM to him. You know, he doesn't want to speak to you right now, but if we hang out a little bit, maybe I can put you in touch." I'm not encouraging that behavior, by the way. I'm just saying I'm not ruling it out.
I feel like you are.
And in fact, there was a similar Phoenix Suns story that came out that sounded like it was a pretty similar situation, where a woman was in a room with a member of the Suns team, and then the actual players came in. So maybe this is what happens. The manager takes care of the DMs, gets the first shot, and then the team just goes
Wait, Frank, just tell me the story again for the Suns.
I don't want to really say the whole story because it's a little
it's a little
expletive.
It's a little graphic. We'll let our listeners go ahead and Google the story. You'll find a lot of very explicit articles about it.
So basically, an Instagram model was on a podcast and told a story about how she was with a member of the Phoenix Suns organization, not a player, with them in a hotel room. And the players came into the hotel room and they all had a really, really fun night. In the nicest way I could have told that story. If you want to hear the really trashy part, she'll tell it to you on the actual podcast that she was on.
All of them had a lot of fun. At least 8 of them had a lot of fun, and one by one. We'll put it that way. while everyone was present.
I think we made
But
this
yeah,
point.
seriously though, give me a number for how many DMs you think he got.
Well, I remember
specifically
when you
not just
showed
DMs, but like pictures back.
pictures. When you showed it to me, it had like 5.5 million likes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it has at least 50,000 nudes.
That's insane. It's just crazy to think about.
No.
You know, like how do you even go? Sam's right. Like, does he even go through his DMs?
No way. His DMs are. Can you stop people from DMing you? Like, can you turn that function off on Instagram?
Maybe if you're like a influencer
Maybe.
level or something, maybe you can just prevent it altogether.
So my guess is if he has that possibility, DMing him is done. But if you can DM him, there's no way anyone is looking through the number he must get.
Yeah.
Or is it like a double bluff and like no one DMs him because everyone's just like he must get so many DMs
And he's just sitting there like,
And he actually
God,
only
no one
gets like
loves me.
5. Yeah, he only gets like 5.
Tonight we've got to DM him and invite him to the next episode of the podcast, and he'll be like, "Finally, I've been waiting for years, and no one ever DMs me."
he gets like 5, and they're all basically, "You're such a loser." He's super
posing,
depressed,
dork.
sitting at home in his mansion. Yeah, it's just interesting to think about. It's got to be just 5 million likes on a picture is insane.
I mean, that's the other thing too, right? Obviously, he's going to turn notifications off on everything because otherwise his phone would have just exploded. It would have
wasn't
it's.
You've seen videos, right, of celebrities that keep it on just to show, and the phone just like dies.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a crazy story where it's like Dwayne Johnson or something gets like $1 million a post? So whatever he posts on Instagram, just because of the amount of people, the amount of influencers, sponsorship, it's like $1 million a post.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think one of the Kardashians, I think, is even more than that. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Ronaldo can't be that far off in terms of footballer profile, like soccer.
I don't follow him,
profile.
so I actually don't know if he does that many paid social media posts. Whenever I see his stuff, it's kind of just him, so I don't know if he's ever doing anything. But actually, while we are talking about social media and internet trolls and people DMing people, this actually brings up another
These
topic.
transitions.
The transitions they are well oiled.
Like Ronaldo's body.
Exactly.
Wait, just going to quickly, Eddie. Just imagine like with Ronaldo doing it. Like imagine if someone like Jamie Vardy was doing this or James Milner. Like they're just
For a second, I was going to ask, like, are you asking me to put on a Portuguese accent now?
No, I'm not asking you to do anything. But can you imagine these very like bland English-looking people getting on like some sort of like really small boat in the Mersey in Liverpool, going, "Do you like the view?" It's like, no, I don't like any of this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some Blackburn players coming up with their equivalents. But yeah, on to the topic of internet trolls. There is a Philadelphia Eagles reporter who I think is like relatively famous for being a little bit of a troll on Twitter. And this week he tweeted, "I could maybe score a touchdown. I could luck into a home run. I could probably get 2 points in an NBA game. I could play hundreds of games of hockey and never ever score a goal. It looks impossible." And that made me think, what are the sports in which I think I could score at a professional level? And I thought we could test it out. Maybe open it up. So that's obviously baseball, football, and hockey. I'd be interested to see, Sam, maybe cricket for you. Could you hit a 6? Do you think you could take a wicket? Do you think you could score a goal in the Premier League? Do you think you could score a rugby? Try an international rugby, and let's kind of open it up that way and see what sports do you think you'd actually be able to have that sort of singular moment of success with at a professional level.
So I'll preface this by saying you did slightly mention this topic to us, but to keep with the flow of the podcast, I blocked it in my mind. So I actually have zero thought coming into this.
It must have been hard.
Can I get some clarification?
Super easy.
Yep.
So the expectancy is that you have done an amount of training to get to this point?
No, it's
or
you
is it
right
just
now.
me turning up tomorrow?
You being stuck on no preparation. And then in addition, we're going to view it as a kind of weird make-a-wish. You're not sick. You're not dying. But the idea
Sure, he
being
looks
that,
it.
yeah, the idea being that your teammates are overly invested in you being successful. So it's not just you're another member of the team. Let's preface it that way. So if you are on an NHL team, they really want you to score, and they're going to try and set it up. If you're playing in the Premier League, they're going to let you take a penalty if a penalty is awarded. That kind of situation.
So conversely, the opposition team is
The
not treating me like a Make-A-Wish, and they are
The
like this
opposition team-
13-year-old kid is
The
getting
opposition
it.
team is normal, equally focused, and
Are you sure they don't
dedicated
want to be
stopping you.
embarrassed, so they're going to try extra hard?
Maybe, but they're treating you as if you are there legitimately. They don't know this weird scenario. They don't know you're this little weird 33-year-old Make-A-Wish kid. They think you are.
But they've seen him. They think he must be when they look at him.
33-year-old
Yeah, but it's probably intimidating. You know, like
kid.
Sam Jones turns up on an NBA
33-year-old
court.
kid.
Sam Jones turns up on an NBA court, and they're like, "This guy does not look like he should be in the NBA, so he must be amazing."
This reminds me of this. Actually, is just setting the scene for like a low budget like CW teen drama where the high school basketball team, the actors are actually 30-year-old males that are playing on the team. This is the situation. So Sam, you're in like One Tree Hill and you're the star basketball player.
Exactly.
Well, and the camera's always like low down, so it makes me look a little bit taller.
Yeah, and you got to stand on a box sometimes, and you dunk from a trampoline.
And you're clean shaven, so you look super young. You're a kid.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go straight into this. The problem with NHL is twofold. I can't ice skate, so therefore I'm going to have a mega issue staying up. Let alone
What's the second problem? He said it was twofold.
No. Let alone wielding like a stick, getting a past NHL level players.
Sam, hold on a second.
Back up.
If we know- if we know
I got
one
it first.
thing-
I got it first. I said it first. So Sam, your issue is you can't get it up and you can't hold the stick?
If there's one thing we know about you, Sam, it's that you can definitely wield a stick.
Okay, one per podcast done. So
All right.
NHL, I don't think, if you put me in the instance right now, the only way it would be able to be lucked is if I was somehow standing up and it was some sort of scramble and I managed to somehow slide on the puck and put it through the net. Like, that's the only way I think I would be able to score in the NHL.
All right, let's do it sport by sport. So you've ruled yourself out for NHL. I'm going to also rule myself out for the NHL in spite of my history of land rollers. Thank you again, Land Rollers, for sponsoring this podcast. Despite
Ride the
that
wave.
fact, my skating is just not good enough. I agree with you. So the only situation if I could even possibly conceive in which I would score in the NHL is like an empty net situation late in a game. But I wouldn't trust myself. Like if the puck kind of like broke to me, like halfway out, I'm not trusting myself to skate before someone catches me, and then equally and without falling over, especially with the panic of thinking of the situation I'm in, and then equally even if it was an empty net situation and like somehow the puck was then passed to me pretty close to the net, I could still see myself either just falling over or messing it up. So NHL, I'm ruling out for me.
I'm interested in Frank's.
Yeah, I mean, I have some caveats, I guess, or questions. Is this a one-game situation?
Let's
Or
say
do I
you've got a series.
I have a series. And am I playing the team that we're playing, they're another NHL team. It's not like I'm on an NHL team, we're playing a minor league team.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're not playing like Eddie and I.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, you're on an NHL team playing against
You're
a
playing
bunch
another
of
team
6-year-olds.
of Make-A-Wish
Would you
Foundation
score?
players.
Yeah.
And-
You haven't weaseled your way into some Make-A-Wish Foundation like charity fundraiser.
And my team is actively helping me to try and score.
Yes, for whatever
so in the
reason,
terms of, I'm also getting like a lot of ice time then as well.
yeah, for whatever reason, they have decided that Frank Duca scoring a goal in the next 7 games is the defining goal of their season.
So they don't care about winning. They could lose 15-0, but as long as I get that goal, they've won in their hearts.
Let's make this as easy as possible for you to score. Yeah, they basically just care, not to the extreme as if like there's going to be empty netters on their part all the time, just so they can try and overload the other team. But they're playing normal hockey, but they are trying as if you were like a retiring player.
Yeah,
and there's
this we've clinched the playoffs, so we don't need to win anymore. We're the number 1 seed, 5 games to go.
Or you're terrible and you're not.
Let's do this for Frank.
Or you're terrible and you're not in playoff contention.
Is that enough caveats?
Yeah, I think I can get a goal. I mean, I can play hockey.
In normal play, you're just like playing in the game, and you think you eventually score.
Yeah, because I think the easiest way would be for me to just post up in front of the net and just try and tip it.
They don't just come and you don't think another NHL player just knocks you out?
I mean, I think they'll try and push me out of the way, but I think I can hold my own a little.
Do you think you're doing a discredit to the NHL because you think that you could just turn up in there and score like that against other NHL players?
No, because my idea would be that they make a hard push, they put me close to the net, in front of the net, and they just keep throwing it on net, and either I can tip it and get lucky and tip it in, or there's a rebound that comes out and I can just like smash home a rebound. I think that would be I think that would be way easier to score than for me to kind of be on transition and be in plays and try and get like a one-timer or a nice pass or to try and take it from the blue line and make a move and take a shot on the side, like by the circle. I think that would be way more difficult. I think putting me in front of the net, I could decently stand my own. I mean, I'll get pushed around a little, but I'm not a weak person. I could handle some push, especially if I'm playing like a third line D pairing. If I'm playing on the top against the top D, yeah, they're probably going to kick my ass. But I think eventually I could either tip one. The only downside of that is it's actually one of the parts of hockey I disliked the most was being the person who would have to stand in front and tip, because if they shoot too high, you're just taking it in the face. or you miss the tip and it just hits you in the leg or the arm or anything, and it's going to hurt. But I think that would be the easiest way to score. I think I could do it.
You're saying yes.
So Frank is a yes. We've got 2 no's for NHL. Yes. And a yes.
I mean, again, I played hockey for 15 years, so I can play hockey.
All right, Sam, you pick a sport now. Is there one which is a yes for you?
Darts.
Don't jump.
What's your yes for darts?
What about darts?
Is your yes that you could win a leg?
Yeah, I guess that's the problem. Like
the challenge isn't just hitting the board. I believe.
All right. Okay. No. I think. Okay. Let's go for.
Because if you're saying you could win a leg in professional darts, that's an absolute no.
Okay. So what's the standard here? Because if NHL is the standard, then what we're talking about here is like scoring a goal in the Premier League. Yes. We are scoring a 6. What, in international level in cricket?
Yeah, hitting a 6 in either a test match or a one-day game. You can choose which you think is more likely for you.
Okay, well,
but who's the test match against?
You can choose.
It doesn't matter. They're international players that are bowling 90 mile an hour plus at you. And I'm sorry,
well, because you're most likely to hit a 6 off a spinner, even if you're a professional cricketer. So you're probably, if you're trying to do this, you're batting against. You have got spin at both ends, and you're hoping for like part-time spin. Like, could you hit a 6 off Joe Root? That kind of thing. No. Obviously, you're not going to hit a 6 off Jofra Archer. We can rule that out. But could you hit it? Do you think, given same idea, test series, so 10 innings, your goal is to hit a 6. Every time you go in, for some weird reason, Joe Root's bowling from one end and Moeen Ali is bowling from the other. Could you hit a 6?
I think my problem with this is that we really discredit the quality of the other team. Like, Joe Root has bowled out some of the best batters in Test cricket at the moment, right? Kohli, those kind of players that Joe Root has taken out. So what I'm saying is, can I do something that occasionally some of the best batsmen in cricket at the moment can't do? Because let's be honest, some people may not have been able to do it. I think it's really tough to say that you're of that standard. I think not a 6. I think there's a potential chance, but the thing is, you have to stay in with cricket. It's not like a single ball problem.
Yeah, Eddie, that's my question for this, Eddie. Is it
It's not batting
if he
practice.
gets out, he's out, or is it
He's done.
you get 100 balls?
No, if you're out, you're out. You've got 10 innings, but you're out, you're out.
Theoretically,
That's
what you're saying,
tough.
I've got 10 balls against an international
You're
quality
guaranteed
bowler.
10. You're guaranteed 10. Wait, you're assuming. Let's see, your lack of confidence is spectacular. You're like, Joe Root would get me out first ball every time.
I would say so. If it's on the stumps, he's getting me out 10 times.
Oh, so you're just saying you just don't think you can hit a ball.
I don't think you appreciate, like, having a ball, he can bowl a 50, 60 mile an hour?
Yeah, the
Not
speed
much
is
spin, but maybe some spin. He's doing something creative with the ball compared to the level of cricket I can do. And what you're saying is that
Speak for yourself, Sam.
I'm guessing what you think is that you can smack him across. You can smack him so far out the ground that you're not even like close to a fielder being in contention.
Well,
You ever
only
see
have
a
to
grizzly
get it- you only
bear
have to
swing
get
a
it-
bat?
Hold on a second. You only have to get it just over the boundary rope. I'm not saying I'm going to hit it. I'm not going to take him over the stand, or else it doesn't count.
Well,
Yeah, and
but you're going to be influenced by the fielding placements, right?
I'm also going to say I get to choose my ground. I'm going to play on a very small test match.
So what's small? So for people who don't know,
Some of the
about
grounds
8.
in New Zealand, for example, are pretty tiny. They have boundaries at moments that I think are around 55, 60 meters.
Yeah, but that's behind the wickets. At
So
the
about
sides,
200
you're looking
feet.
at about 70.
Slog sweep him. Easy.
so basically you have to hit the ball out 200 feet.
So you think you can
In some-
sweep a
in
test
some-
bowler?
Sorry?
Do you think you can slog sweep a test bowler?
So sweeping was never my strength. I still would give it a go. If I had a 55-meter boundary to my left, I would definitely give the slog sweep a go and be fairly confident in 10 innings that I would connect with it. But I would personally, for me, I'd probably be coming down the pitch and hitting him straight over his head. And again, on a relative, even if you say straight on a small ground, say I'm hitting 65 meters, 70 meters on a small ground, I'm confident that I would be able to do it in 10 attempts.
Wait, in 10 attempts, and you can get out the first 9, but then on the 10th one you hit a 6. That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not just 10 balls, right? If I don't hit the first one for 6, but I don't
get
get
it.
out, I'm still in.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's a minimum of 10. I'm going to say no with cricket.
For me, it's
I
a
say
definite
you
yes.
I say you give me 50. Yes.
50 innings.
No,
50
just 50
no,
balls.
50
Oh, 50 balls. See,
give me
what I
50
don't like
balls,
about the
I can get
ball,
one
what
out.
I don't like about the ball idea is that's basically turning it into batting practice.
Yeah, you're changing the
And-
format.
And that's like asking me, could I hit like a home run? Because when let's switch it, could I hit a home run in batting practice against a major league pitcher? Probably. Could I hit a home run in a major league game? No way.
I'm going no there.
Can I get like 2 days of practice?
Okay, yeah. We'll say you get a week for all of these events. You get 1 week to practice. let's
Okay.
say.
Because a week would be nice because I've swung a cricket bat once in my life. And
Yeah,
I
but
took
still like
Eddie.
the
I took
confidence.
Eddie to town on it. I hit the tennis ball so far out of the courts
You hit
that
the
they
tennis.
had to
For
call the
clarification-
country. They
Wait,
had to
wait,
call
wait.
the next country to see if they could cross the border to pick the ball back up. That's how far I hit this.
Where was this done? Sorry, which
So
country?
this was post wedding 1v1 cricket on a tennis court with a tennis ball and a child's bat that was broken.
And that's how much more impressive it was. A broken child's bat. I hit it so
it's a tennis ball.
far. Yeah. Imagine if it were a real ball, how much further it would have went.
All right, I'm going to tell you one that I'm saying yes in. Scoring a goal in the Premier League.
Because you're assuming you could take a penalty.
Yes, I think, and also just for clarification here, when I was like 13 years old, I scored a goal against Neville Southall from the penalty spot in a
Oh,
in a
you
goal.
see, this is what I dislike though, because you at one moment you were like, oh no, think about how Joe Root got Virat Kohli out. So if Virat Kohli can't do it, then how could I possibly do it? Now you're saying, oh, I once scored a goal against a Premier League goalkeeper. So then what should we
No,
reverse
but-
that where we go?
No,
every Premier
'cause-
League footballer who didn't score against Neville Southall was
No,
just
a
absolutely
Premier League,
terrible.
the thing is, like, a Premier League penalty is still fundamentally you versus one person, but it's in the Premier League. Whereas fundamentally in cricket, no one, like Joe Root isn't going to go, oh, I'll do a 20-mile-an-hour P-roller for you here. They're going to be the same aggressive balls with variation.
This is a conversation for another time. I think you're overestimating how quick a 50, 60-mile-an-hour bowler is. He's not going to rush you.
It's variations as well, but there's variations in it, right?
Of course, I understand.
The ball will do more.
You have to remember, you're talking to a former youth international cricketer here.
For who?
Yeah, Sam, before we get off cricket, I want to give Eddie one the reverse way. All right, Eddie, you're bowling for, pick your country.
Oh, I mean, I'll just take England.
You can't take England. Any country but England.
Guyana.
West Indies.
Okay, you're bowling for the West Indies. England is down nine wickets. You've got Stokes and Root up to bat.
What a bizarre order.
What a bizarre
ordering.
I mean, let's just say Night Watchman. Somehow Night Watchman has allowed for this to happen.
Or Joe Root retired hurt and has now come back in.
But they're at top form.
Okay.
England's down 250. They hand the ball to Eddie Hewitt and say, we need this last wicket. Can you get it?
So it's just
time is of no essence.
So it's just me bowling. Hold on a second. So it's just me bowling endlessly for 250 runs.
Yes.
Is fatigue a factor here?
No, I mean if you want to say
so
a few overs you come out, but they don't get out and they just keep accumulating runs.
Okay.
So Eddie's tied up both ends. Wow.
Yeah. So I think if, again, given a week to practice again, yeah, I would say yes, I could get them out. I don't think I wouldn't put the West Indies as favorites in that situation from a betting perspective, but it wouldn't stun myself to get them out. But I do also remember the last time I bowled, which was going back now, I think 3 years. And I very much struggled because I couldn't get my run up settled. And so I kept bowling no balls because I kept overstepping. And that surprised me because that never was a problem for me before. But I just had no rhythm on my run in. So I kept overstepping and I'd lost a solid 20 miles an hour. So that was the other thing.
So they don't get to 250. How about this? Like one more scenario. T20 match, last over. England are down 35 and Stokes is at bat. Hewitt has the ball.
Yeah, easy.
6 balls.
He's easy. He's not hitting 6 sixes off me. He could do it, but 6 sixes off any bowler is a challenge.
But like, you're not a real bowler.
No, but
you're
just
a 30-year-old living in Paris.
just assuming again, if I've practiced for a week and just thinking that I could put a ball roughly where I want to put it, just with a bit of variation and kind of mixing, just because I know he has to try and hit a 6. That situation is, if you told me he needed 24 runs, then he's the favorite. But 30, having to hit 6 sixes, it just allows me to sort of try and bowl in an area where hitting a 6 would be so tough.
Problem is you might overstep the mark once or twice by the sounds of it.
I've practiced.
You're definitely giving him another ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're no balling.
Even with one free hit. Even with one free hit, I'm still confident.
I don't know about that. Sam, come on. You got to back me on this.
Sam's never even seen me bowl.
So
actually, exactly. To be fair, that's how little you've bowled in the past 12 years.
I'm going to say one thing, right? The situation dictates that all Eddie has to do is put one ball roughly where it needs to be. And if he prevents that 6, it's game over. See, that's the problem. It just needs 1 from him. So actually, I understand Eddie's argument there, but I'm more leaning towards Frank that you will at some point bowl, I think, more than 1 wide or no ball.
Well, here's the other issue that
you're going to bowl 1 wide, and he's still going to take it over.
You're going to bowl 36.
Here's the other issue you're not factoring in. If he doesn't hit the first ball for a 6, or even say the second or the third ball for a 6, for the remaining deliveries, if I really want to, I could do what I can't remember who did it, the underarm delivery to just I could A, either do that if I really had no self-respect for myself, or B, I literally at that moment would just, even though I'm not a spinner, I would just take 3 steps in my run-up and just lob the ball towards him and attempt to spin the ball, in which case there'd be no risk of a no ball and very little risk of a wide. And anyway, even if he hasn't hit a 6 on one ball, he needs more than 1 wide now to salvage the situation. So
if you
as soon as he's not hit a 6, you're factoring on him hitting about the first 3 balls for a 6 to really put pressure on me. If he hits the first 3 for 6, I'm under pressure.
You have no sporting reputation when you go into this, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, but they are going to come down the wicket hard at you. This ball is going everywhere. The ball you would need would be perfect, and I'm not sure.
Wait, hold on a second. Which situation are you talking to me about? If I switch to spin, you mean?
Well, that was your suggestion, right?
Yeah, but my point is,
but if you
my point is, I'm switching to
steps.
My point. No, you didn't listen to me. I'm switching to spin at the moment when he hasn't hit a 6. So I'm bowling my normal left arm swing to start off. But if he doesn't hit the first ball for 6, then to make sure that I don't bowl a no ball, now that it's mathematically impossible for him to win without me bowling wides or no balls. At that moment, I switch to spin. I don't care if he hits every ball for 6 then. My only goal is to bowl 5 more sort of legitimate deliveries. That's it. So I don't mind lobbing up full tosses that he smacks out of the ground. There wouldn't be a lot of sort of, no one would be coming and patting me on the back and saying, wow, what an over, but I would walk off a winner.
What did Stokes chase in that last over in the World Cup to make it the super over?
14, I think.
I thought it was a little more than that.
It was more impressive earlier on because it was like 40 odd off, 50 odd off 18, I think it was, or something like that.
In the super over, I think they had to chase 14, and I think it's the same amount they had to chase in the
No,
final
not in the
over.
super. Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I think it was I think it was 14 in both the final over and the super over, I think.
Yeah.
God, I would love to just see this. I would love to see that redhead on one end, and then Eddie in his short shorts.
Hey, hold on a second. No.
Oh, yeah. You have to do it in your short shorts.
The requirement here is that I wear my badminton outfit in all of these sporting events. Yes. So let's flip it to the next sport now. Now can I score a touchdown in the NFL? I'm wearing my badminton outfit in this.
Well, yeah, but you're wearing like a badminton. You're wearing it over the armor.
Oh, okay, great.
They don't call it armor.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you're wearing it over all the padding.
Because for the NFL, I'll say yes, I can score a touchdown, assuming that I'm in a first and goal situation from like the 1 yard line, and
they give it to you all 4
times.
They're
just handing me the ball, and I'm just trying to pound it in. And I might get killed. I might legitimately, some guy breaks through and absolutely just, breaks me in half. That could happen, but I'd be pretty confident that I could just, like if I knew where I was trying to go, if I was trying to follow the block, find the gap, I'm pretty sure I could run it in eventually.
Would you go for like the jump over the line, like a flip?
Probably not first time. I think I'd be too scared to do that in an NFL game, but maybe if it got down to like the 4th and final attempt, I might consider it.
Yeah. The arrogance of like, I might not do it on my first attempt, but the 4th, I think I was shooing for the flip.
I think what you hope is that on first or second down, a nice hole gets created and you just walk in.
Yeah, your line just totally wins the battle, and you go in untouched.
Because the issue is, if you're on the other team and they've caught wind of this Make-A-Wish Eddie Foundation, after first down, they're thinking, oh, this is when he's trying to do it. Now he's stuffed the line.
Or it's reverse psychology, right? Like you come in, they don't know about this plan. So you come in and they're like, there's no way they're handing the ball off to this guy. So that changes their play calling.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get it on first down because once they understand what's going on, that middle linebacker is going to rip your head off.
To me, the better question from the NFL perspective
Make a wish or not make
Because I think allowing that situation to be there, obviously in a regular game situation, I'm a normal NFL player. I don't think I would be able to score a touchdown. Like, barring some bizarre situation playing out, I'm just not. To me, the better question is, do you think you could throw a touchdown pass? Even in a situation where they set it up for you, like whatever you think your most likely outcome is, and you get a few drives, say, to try it from that. Could you throw a touchdown pass?
I think so. I think my issue would be my height, and getting the ball batted down would be a problem.
I think I could if I could throw like a really quick screen pass and then they just run 40 yards with it.
Oh, so if you do none of the work and the play just plays. Okay, I forgot. I didn't think about that.
No. If you're allowed like a first and goal inches off the line, I'm allowed a very quick screen pass 40
Yeah,
yards.
but I'm not saying, oh, and if someone else comes along and, like, obviously I could throw a touchdown pass if some guy comes along and has the greatest catch of all time, right? Like, I throw it 5 feet above his head and he just somehow leaps up and grabs it. I'm assuming that no one pulls off something spectacular in aid of you achieving this goal.
With enough chances on a good team, I think I could do it.
Yeah, I think, again, similarly, I might get killed in the process. This is the other issue.
Yeah, that's the other worry.
Yeah,
balls being batted down and faces being ripped off. I don't want to be the next Alex Smith, because I'll tell you what, I am not sitting in that hospital room for that long to come back.
I'd ask for the injection.
Did you see Alex Smith? Alex Smith got cleared to play this week.
He's playing. I saw him already playing on the field.
And that video where he was cleared to play, I don't know if you saw that, when his family sprayed champagne all over him.
Yeah.
And admittedly, he was in flip-flops, so it's a little bit hard to judge. But he was not moving and walking like a guy who's about to go out and play in the NFL. He was moving and walking like a guy who just had a very serious knee injury.
Well, so you haven't seen him. I've seen him actually on the field. He has that sock thing on his leg, the compression thing. And then he's got like another device that comes up the back of his calf, kind of. It's really weird looking. So, I mean, yeah, when I saw him, I didn't think, man, that guy looks ready to play. I mean, he looked kind of like what you were saying, like someone who's still rehabbing and coming back from an injury. Actually, I got another football one for you now that I'm thinking about it. Let's reverse the situation. 1-on-1, could you tackle Derrick Henry?
No. Open field?
Like, your outside linebacker, he runs off tackle. You're coming down the line, he's coming.
When you mean, can I tackle him, like, I am getting a hit on him, or you're saying like I'm lining him up, but he could just sidestep me?
I mean, like, the situation is he runs off tackle and you're outside linebacker and you come down on it.
No way.
What do you think happens? He bulldozes over you, or he moves, like he jukes by you?
Sidesteps me, probably. He could bulldoze me if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could do both, right?
But I would say, put it this way: if he decides he's going to just bulldoze me, then I at least have a chance.
Because then grab it off for dear life.
Because at least if I hit him with enough momentum and I hit him in his center of gravity, if he's eyed me up and I'm just gonna walk over this guy, then at least at that moment in time, actually, I'd give myself a reasonable chance of tackling him. If he's just decided to do that, because I'd be confident that I can tackle well enough and hit someone in their center of gravity and take them down. But
your rugby experience.
Yeah, but if he decides he's going to avoid me altogether and I'm going to go full speed trying to tackle him, he is just going to like wait for me to get close, step to the side, and I go flying and look like an idiot.
Speaking of rugby though, could you score a try in rugby? Again, I guess we're setting the scene, right? So I guess it's probably international test rugby. The team is going to have everything going for you to score. So I guess you can pick your position, but I guess wide, let's just say. And
I wouldn't want to. No, I would not want to be a winger to increase, because to be a winger, any opportunity a winger gets to score still relies on them being faster than a lot of other players on the pitch.
Yeah, I want to be a winger.
What's the circumstance most likely for you to score a try then in international rugby?
Being on the back of a rolling maul. and basically me not doing anything apart from holding on to the ball, and the maul pushes itself over the try line, and I fall over and score. I mean, that's the way it's happening.
Yeah.
So the question becomes like, can they sub me on at like a line out, and then it's all set up. It's a set piece where I know I'm getting the ball. The rolling maul is there.
Yeah.
I've got good forwards in front of me, so I feel confident that they're going to push their way over the line. Then yes, I can score.
You'd want to be what? 5 out, maybe, I guess, max.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be any more, because if it collapses, you are getting.
Yeah, but if you're implying like I'm playing in, because here's the thing is, I think I could score a goal in the Premier League if you put me in for 90 minutes. Like, I'd be awful, right? Like, I'm not saying I could like keep up with Premier League standard football or by any stretch of the imagination. But obviously, I wouldn't get killed on the pitch, so I could play for 90 minutes. My team would lose because they have me playing. But either I can take a penalty, or you just happen, if I'm playing up front, the ball falls to me, unlikely scenario, but the ball falls to me, right place, right time, I tap it in. Like, any of these could happen. In rugby, if you put me on the pitch for 80 minutes, can I score the try? Conceivably possible, yes, with the rolling maul. But playing the 80 minutes would probably involve my death.
Just going back now, I've just started laughing at the idea of like you being on the pitch in the Premier League, and when they do the analysis on Sky Sports, where they start looking at like marking and they do all the drawings, when they show all the drawings, and they're like, like Rio Ferdinand just be like, what really let down this team is that they put Edward Stewart on Mbappe, and he's
no. Hold on a second. Why? No. There's no scenario in which I'm a defender.
Okay, where are you playing?
I'm playing up front.
Okay.
So I would kill my team because again, if they did that heat map thing and they show like where you'd made runs, for me it would probably just be like edge of the penalty area, just stayed hovering there. But they'd call
him like the white Lukaku.
Yeah.
That's who Eddie would be.
Me and Lukaku, we could form a fierce partnership up front. Just gobbling up defenders.
Half a ton up front.
Yeah.
You would probably still work more than Berbatov, though, if there was a heat map.
Oh, it probably would work more than Berbatov, just lacking his incredible touch and vision.
You're so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
The good thing about Eddie, if he did the rugby one, is he'd fit right in with the short shorts, at least.
Yep. There we go.
So I could wear my badminton outfit. Where his outfit
I could wear my badminton outfit.
England playing white, right? You just got to wear it tight.
And then I guess final sport that we'll do, NBA, could you score? Dunking we're ruling out.
Could you dunk over LeBron?
Could you just hit an open jumper is basically the question. Or score a layup.
Yeah, see, I think that's an easy one, though, because if you threw up 50 shots in a game, I think you'd get one. The question is, could you score double digits in a game?
Oh, you have increased.
Wow. So what you're saying there, do you think you can? I guess.
No, I don't. I think I could score once.
But you're saying guarantee. You're saying they call you out. They go, Frank Duca, for whatever reason you're in the next game, you're gonna play all 4 quarters, you're never coming off.
Of course I'm in great shape to begin with. So
license to shoot whenever you want. Like if we inbounds the ball and you're 60 feet away, you just lob it up if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You're guaranteeing A, that you're scoring, and B, you're scoring multiple times.
No. I'm saying I could score one. I don't think I could put up double digits.
You're guaranteeing scoring.
Yeah. If I took 50, 60 shots in a game.
But there's another team trying to block you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
and also they're probably
set the picks all game.
But then again, going on to your NFL logic, right? After Eddie tries to get over the line first, they're going to know exactly what's going on. So after they realize that no one on your team is going for points except you, they're probably going to realize what's up. But you're guaranteeing scoring.
Yeah. With 60 shots, yes.
I agree with you that I think I would score in an NBA game just because, again, I wouldn't want to shoot 60 times because of the you
don't want your percentage to look bad?
Yeah, exactly. No, the logic Sam touched on. If I was shooting 60 times, then I'm going to have the best defender on the other team just locking me down. Now, they might figure out, they might actually be like, him shooting hurts them more.
Yeah.
So let's leave him wide open. That might happen eventually.
No, they're anti Make-A-Wish.
Okay. Then the idea of any NBA player just trying to play lockdown defense on any of us, we're not touching the ball. But
I've now got
but
the
if I came on as a sub and they ran some plays for me where I thought I was going to get like 5 or 6 open looks and I've practiced for a week, I think I could hit a jumper.
See, now I think the move would be off an inbound or something like that. You get just inside the 3-point line, maybe. You catch the ball, turn like you're going to shoot, and really sell the foul. If they are over aggressive, selling the foul is what's really going to get it, because then you're at the line and then you can probably get a point.
Or you just come in, if we really wanted to play out the scenario where you're most likely to score, you come in fourth quarter, any quarter, end of a quarter when your team's in the bonus.
Yeah. And you shoot.
And you get fouled. Like they give you the ball, you get the like intentional foul, and you're going to the line for 2 free throws. Can you hit a free throw?
Yeah, I think
take
that
a
would
few,
work.
but I think maybe I could. If there's no pressure,
well, there's obviously pressure. It's not like pressure as in
like pressure on me, just pressure as in like I have the opportunity with no interference, no one trying to possibly stop me of it going in.
And the pressure that knowing that if you went out there and failed, we would relentlessly mock you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Okay. Now there's pressure. That's fine. I just had this amazing idea of this 60 shot logic, right? Where like 59 shot montage of you just missing constantly, but then you getting the buzzer shot at the end, just kind of like the throw up and it just going in. I think that would be a great
I want to see, going back to Frank's idea of like the Disney movie or CW TV show. I want to see the montage of him jacking up 60 shots, like Kobe's last game kind of idea, just throwing them up, miss, just brick. And then it cuts to you like it shows on the like clock, like 5 seconds left. They throw it to you, you drain it, you start celebrating fanatically. It cuts to the scoreboard and it's like home team 2 points, away team like 123.
Hey, if Airbud can do it, then I think we can score.
Make a wish.
All right. And so I guess that kind of wraps that one up. But we've had a few recently, we've had a few guess the player, guess the top 5 kind of concept. Yeah. So this week, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not sure exactly how reliable these figures are. I think the total sum is reliable because Manchester United released them as part of their financial figures as a publicly listed company. But the actual individual breakdown of these, I'm not sure if they are 100% accurate. However, supposedly this week, Manchester United's salaries, the players' salaries, were leaked. So I have this list of every player in the Manchester United first team squad. Who do you think is the highest paid player currently on the books at Manchester United?
Ooh.
So wait.
Hold on. Wait, give me like 5 seconds here to run through. Ooh, this is tough.
Can I ask
have my
question?
Guess.
You can ask the question.
Alexis Sanchez was sold, right? Or was it loaned?
Sanchez has now been sold, so he is not on this list. That being said, there are other players who are out on loan at the moment. So, for example, Chris Smalling is on this list. So he still is on there, but because Sanchez was officially, I think they bought his contract out, right? Something like that a week or 2 ago. He is not on the list.
Okay.
So are you asking us just for players that are on the team now?
Yeah. With the exception of Chris Smalling, I think he's the only one here.
Okay.
Well, and for example, no, there's some other players, but none of them would be, none of them are figuring in the top 10.
Okay, I've got my pick.
Martial? Is he on the list?
Well, he's on the list, yeah.
No, he wants number one. You want, right?
You just want number one. I thought we were like collaborating for like the top 10.
I'm just saying, who do you think is the top paid player?
I think De Gea is number 1.
I'm gonna go for a more recent signing. So Bruno Fernandes or Harry Maguire.
Maguire was my other choice, I thought, but I'm going to go De
I-
Gea just because
I-
it's one of those ones where you're going to be like, oh, De Gea.
I'm going to go Maguire.
It is De Gea, who,
Boom.
according to this, is earning £350,000 a week.
Wow.
And so that probably means he's earning about $1 million a save.
Ooh, shade. So what else? Who else is there then?
Who do you think's number 2?
I guess I said Maguire, so I'd want to say Maguire, but
Yeah, I would say Maguire or yeah, I'll go Maguire.
It's not, and it's a player you've failed to mention so far. It's Paul Pogba.
Oh, duh, yeah.
wow.
£300,000.
That's an easy
a
one
week.
too. That's so easy.
Yeah, that was really easy.
And then you have a drop off. So I think next is Martial at 250,000, I believe, and then it's.
Is it Rashford?
Oh no, Martial here is listed at 180,000. Rashford, according to this, earns £200,000 a week, £220,000 a week.
Yeah. I thought
Harry
he'd be up
Maguire's
there.
on 200,000.
If I remembered Pogba, I would have done well.
There's a few interesting ones here, according to this. Juan Mata, 150,000
And this is how wait, a month?
a week.
Jesus Christ.
What about someone like Lindelof? I feel
Lindelof.
like,
Lindelof here is listed on £80,000 a week. But I think I saw a different website for the league that had him on over £100,000 a week.
yeah, he kind of, for me, kind of comes across as one of those signings where the wages are probably really bloated for his quality at the moment.
I'm actually surprised at how low the sort of median salary is, to be honest. I would have thought there were many more players earning 200,000 plus. It surprises me with a few of them. And there's obviously a few now. There's some young players on this list who there's even some kind of like semi-established squad players who sort of surprise me. For example, Scott McTominay's earning £70,000 a week. That's a very fair sum for someone of Scott McTominay's ability, but given how significant of a role he had up until fairly recently, it's surprising that he hasn't managed to get himself a new contract.
What about like the Daniel James Greenwoods?
So Daniel James is listed on £80,000 a week, as
That
is
seems
Mason Greenwood.
They seem fair. For the kind of situation they're in at the moment, I imagine they're probably long-term on 80k and then they'll probably balloon up, right?
Phil Jones, £70,000 a week, quietly earning himself millions, just making funny faces.
All right,
At one point, it would have been mega.
I'll bounce off of this and we can do our top 5. My top 5. Top 5 highest earning sports athletes 2019 to 2020. That's from June 2019 to June 2020, according to Forbes magazine. Highest earning.
So this is earning like sponsorship outside of it, or just like wages, or
Salaries, bonus, prize money, appearance fees, licensing, and endorsement income.
okay.
Taxes and agent fees are not factored in. Remember that. That's important.
Okay. I think Roger Federer was the highest earning athlete last year.
Roger Federer was. Want to take a guess at how much he earned last year?
Some disgusting sum of money. Like, are we talking dollars here?
Yes. American dollars.
I'll say $110 million.
Sam?
I was actually going to go for something like 200 million, something really stupid, like 220 maybe.
106. Federer, number 1. Who's number 2?
I'll guess Lewis Hamilton.
No, Lewis Hamilton is not on the top 10.
Wow.
Ronaldo.
The well-oiled machine himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. How many bottles of oil can he buy with $105 million last year?
So wait, Federer only beat him by $1 million?
Yep.
Oh, that's got to piss him off.
Yeah.
And number 3 is at 104.
Oh wow.
LeBron James?
LeBron James is not number 3.
Messi?
Messi is number 3 with 104. Not as oiled, but just as rich.
Well, not quite.
What a slogan.
Not quite.
And also, he's got all those tax bills to pay. So I know that this is not included in this list, but he's got some penalty fees. To
Taxes
cover
and
up.
agent fees are not included. I said it was important. Number
The
4.
thing, you see, the problem there is Messi probably read that a few years ago and just saw like the rich list of athletes and was like, oh, tax is not included. And he's like, oh, cool, I don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4.
LeBron James.
LeBron James is not number 4. We've mentioned him this podcast already. He's from Brazil.
Oh, Neymar.
Neymar. Yep. 95 million. Huge drop off right there.
That's
104 to 95. He's making pennies.
That's so depressing, though.
Yep.
You could kind of tell me that, I mean, no one really deserves to earn that sum of money. You can kind of tell me that those other players do deserve it. But Neymar earning so close to the amount that those other people are earning when they've achieved sort of greatest status in their respective sports is depressing.
And who's number 5?
LeBron James.
LeBron James is number 5 at 88. What's interesting is then you have LeBron and then Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and then Tiger Woods.
Just a couple forks coming in the top 10.
Oh, God, true forks. Couldn't give more money to bigger losers possible. Then Woods is number 8, I'm assuming because of all his endorsements. Although he won the Masters that year, so he probably got a good sum from that, right?
Yeah, but
Still.
it'll be just his endorsement deals, yeah.
And then number 9 is quite interesting. Actually, 9 and 10. If you could guess 9 and 10, and I'll give you the sport, I would be very impressed.
Okay, give me
It's
the
American football.
Number 9.
And number 10. Both American football.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Nope. I would say the one who's number 9, I've never even seen in an endorsement before.
Drew Brees.
Nope.
Matthew Stafford.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of someone with a big Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Gronk?
Nope. You're right on.
Brady.
It's a QB.
Brady?
Not Brady. All right, I'm going to give it to you. Kirk Cousins.
He
The
signed the
number
huge
9
deal, right?
highest paid athlete in the world. And number 10, also interesting, Carson Wentz.
Oh, that's depressing.
Did they give any breakdown, like, for what that primarily is driven by?
No.
List,
I
wanna
mean,
see
maybe
the
they
list.
do. On Forbes, I think they do, but I'm not on the actual Forbes one.
I want to see the list this year because it'll probably be top.
Lewis
by,
Hamilton was 13th.
Yeah, probably be top this year, like by Kobe
Well,
Bryant.
just started.
Kobe Bryant with his insurance payout.
Ronaldo has never been number 1, I don't think. He's been second. Oh, he was number 1 in 2017. And then 18, he was third. 19, he was second. 20, he was second. He must be pissed.
Must be tough.
Yeah.
Poor
Well, his
guy.
yacht wasn't as impressive as I thought it was going to be. Maybe
If we can
it's 'cause he's
encourage
number
all of
2.
our listeners, maybe go and buy a Cristiano Ronaldo jersey, just try and bump him up a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's running out of
obviously-
oil.
He's obviously struggling. It's like when who was that? Kylie Jenner's followers tried to make her the youngest billionaire. So
I thought you were going to say when they faked her company.
no, they sent her money and stuff. I think people were actually legitimately sending her money to try and push her over the $1 billion threshold.
Well, like kind of
Well,
like
because she
GoFundMe's and
was-
stuff like that.
Because she
I
was
don't
valued
know.
over $1 billion, and then when they actually found out about her company, it was worth way less than they said it was. So then they said she wasn't a billionaire. All right, we should
When will these celebrities stop getting these just depressing pieces of news?
Yeah, like Ryan Reynolds selling his aviation gym company.
What was it, 610 million?
Yeah.
But it's not his, right? Like
No,
they invited
He
him.
endorsed it as backed by
Well,
Reynolds.
Like, I'm sure
supposedly
he
he says he was drinking it and liked it so much that he reached out and asked to be a part of it,
which
which
is
would
cool.
kind of be funny. I think that would be cool, and I would
Yeah,
love
and-
to have that much money where I could pick up a drink and be like, "Damn, this is so good, I want in."
But that's not
What we
even
need with our
money, right?
podcast.
That's not even money. That's the fact that he's Ryan Reynolds. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure they gave him.
Well, I mean, we both have the looks. He just has more money than I do.
Oh, you think that's the and fame?
Fame in
To me,
his
it's
world.
really the fame thing, right? Because he did the like sarcastic brand ambassador role for them, which obviously helped
Yeah.
them because I'd never heard of them before. So you can't deny the fact that he had a real impact on like their brand value.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he probably gave them no money. They probably just gave him some equity in return for being Ryan Reynolds and speaking about the gin.
Yeah, simply put, every single news about that, the first word in every news article was Reynolds. It wasn't about the gin itself or anything. It was just the fact that it was Ryan Reynolds.
Like when he did that thing when he gave his company email address out. I don't know if you saw that. Like he had an actual aviation gin company email address that they gave to him. And then he went on a talk show or something. And he said, like, oh, if you have any questions about the gin, you can just email me, like ryan.reynolds@aviation.com. Obviously, people thought it was going to be fake, but it was his real email address. And he crashed their like email server because they just got flooded with emails to Ryan Reynolds.
We just need to get lucky with this podcast.
How many?
Right?
How many of those
someone
emails?
to listen to it?
How many of those emails were naked pics?
I don't know. How many emails did you send?
I actually didn't send any. Now that I know, though, I hope it's still open.
Enough to crash a server. It must have been a lot.
Well, you're probably too late if they sold up. His email address has probably been switched off.
You're right.
But yeah, we just have to get lucky when one of our very, look, well, we have several famous listeners out there. If you do want to reach out to us, the Big Chill podcast on Instagram, just DM us, and we'll consider giving you a stake in the podcast for you sarcastically endorsing us around the world.
And we're real.
We
read our DMs. We don't get people to read our DMs. We read them all naked.
Yeah, and to the other listeners who keep sending us dick pics, please stop.
You don't have to, but
Anton, we've seen it enough. You can stop it.
We're flattered, but we don't need it anymore.
5 angles is enough.
All I could think of was Brett Favre with the Crocs.
Yeah. Well, you've not seen a dick pic till you've seen Anton's sepia-toned dick pics he keeps sending.
In Crocs.
In Crocs. If we had to sponsor, if we could choose to sponsor an alcohol, what alcohol do we sponsor? Not the brand, but like what type? What are we going for?
Like a liquor?
Are we like a rum? Are we a dark rum podcast?
I think we're a rum, yeah.
A nice, smooth, like spiced flavored rum.
I'll go Kraken. Yeah, spiced rum.
I'm
Like
not a
a
big
Kraken.
Kraken fan. But if Mount Gay wants to sponsor us, just reach out. Say nice things about you.
Casual.
I also loved in France the caramel vodka. I love that stuff.
That sounds terrible.
That's gross.
It is so good.
It's just caramel syrup mixed with
I know.
really cheap
Shitty vodka. I know.
Wow. What will they
All right,
come
I
up with
think-
these days?
I think we should give an update to our Sam the Squid bets. We now have 2 in running. So Sam the Squid has got his squid arms everywhere right now. So if we do hockey first.
What an image.
Hockey first, we actually have some series that have finished. So the Lightning beat the Blue Jackets 4-1. We both picked the Lightning. I picked them in 4 games. They won in 5. Not too bad. The Bruins won their series 4-1. We both had the Bruins. I had them to win in 6. They won in 5. Not too bad again.
I mean, there's not that many possible outcomes from a 7-game series. Once you pick the winner, it's always going to be close.
All right, so let's just say I'm 2 for 2 so far. And so is Sam the Squid. We both picked Vegas to beat the Blackhawks. They won their series 4-1. And we both picked the Colorado Avalanche to beat my Phoenix or Arizona Coyotes. And they beat them 4-1. And the last 2 games were an absolute
Yeah, they smoked them like
demolishing.
7-1.
It was 7-1 I saw, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 6-0 was the other game, or 6-1 was the other game. Yeah, they were pretty bad. So we are both 4 for 4. So we've at least got 500 already. Now, the deciding game. So the one other one that we both have is the Flames versus the Stars. And we both have the Flames, and the Dallas Stars are up 3-2 in that series. So that one could be our loser. But the ones that matter, the Flyers versus the Canadiens, the Flyers are up 3-2 on the series, but the Canadiens had a pretty decisive win yesterday, and it could be coming down to Game 7. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Game 7, which then you really have to give it to Sam the Squid because he picked the 8 seed over the 1 seed. That would be a big one.
I think I might support the Canadiens now.
The other one we have is the Islanders versus the Capitals. The Islanders were up 3-0 in this series. I then came out and said the Capitals had no chance. They then proceeded to win very well the next game to bring it to 3-1. And people are already predicting that they could win the next 3. That they looked so good in that game. So I really hope that doesn't happen because that would be a
because this is you off the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the agreement?
That's me off
if you
the
lose the
podcast.
head-to-head, if you lose the head-to-head against Sam the Squid, that's just no more hockey talk.
Yeah.
But if they come back from 3-0 down, you're off the podcast.
But
you have to sit silently and watch us record it, but you can no longer participate.
Yep. And then the last one is the Blues versus the Vancouver Canucks. I have the Blues. Sam the Squid has the Canucks. The Canucks are up 3-2 in that series. And that is also a really good one. They were up 2-0. The Blues came back. So that's a good one. That's close.
This is dangerously close in a way, though, right?
Yeah. They're all pretty close.
We just didn't know that Sam was a hockey savant.
Yeah. He's a savant, all right. And then the other Sam the Squid predictions are in the first round of the NBA playoffs. And I actually don't have those up.
So far in the 2 series in which we disagree, I think I'm winning both series.
What were they again?
So we disagreed on the Rockets Thunder.
Oh, the Rockets Thunder are playing right now.
Yeah, so Rockets won game 1. Game
but the
2
Thunder are up at half.
By how much?
By 6.
Whoa, game over.
6D.
Yeah, that was always going to be a close series. And the other series where we disagreed,
Heat Pacers?
No, Sam took the Heat, I think.
Jazz? Was it Jazz?
It was Jazz.
Oh yeah,
Jazz
that series
Nuggets.
is tied 1-1. Ooh,
it was always going to be. The NBA was always going to be close because the 2 series where we disagreed were like kind of toss-up series. So it wasn't a situation. It wasn't like the 1v8. That being said, obviously the Portland's ahead in actually the 2 1v8 series. You got 1-1 in one on. Well, you have both 1 seeds are 1 game down going into tonight.
Yeah, and that's the first time since when was it? 2003 or something?
Yeah,
that both 1 seeds lost the first game in the first round.
And the record, like for the Bucks, because obviously they lost game 1 by double digits, and I saw that there's only been 4 times in history where the 1 seed has lost game 1 by double digits, and 3 of those times they've gone on to lose the series.
Wow! So we're putting it all on against the Bucks. We're laying the
No,
Bucks.
I think the Bucks will figure themselves out. But I mean, it's for sure. Like the approach they have against the Bucks is right, which is, I mean, it's just the way the NBA has moved in general. If you are outmatched, just shoot a ton of threes. And if you shoot 40 threes, maybe you have a good day and you make enough of them to make it a contest. Like that's to me why the NBA is kind of becoming unwatchable. But it's the game plan to beat a team that's significantly better than you. The Lakers are going to suffer that against the Blazers too, because the Blazers are a team with a few good 3-point shooters, and whereas the Lakers have virtually no good 3-point shooters. And you're putting yourselves in a situation where if Portland just is hot one night and hits a decent percentage of their threes, it's hard for the Lakers to keep up.
Yeah. So that's all we've got for the Sam the Squid. Anything else you guys want to mention? Sam, should we bring up another ARC preview real quick to just see Eddie get worked up again?
I don't mind. We can do the ARC. We can do the ARC preview.
We have to keep it quick, under 5 minutes.
Sure.
Let's preface this by saying, for those who don't know why we keep talking about the ARC, it's probably this year will be the biggest horse race in Europe and in the world, I guess you could say.
It's
in
the
terms
biggest
of what
flat race.
shows up.
It's the biggest flat race in continental Europe anyway. It's one of the races in the world with the highest prize money.
Prize money, and the competition level is
Not
always
the
high.
highest, but one of the.
The Dubai World Cup has a shit ton of money, but what shows up there isn't always as great as what shows up to the Arc.
Yeah, the
No,
Arc
the
is
Arc-
massively prestigious. It's just
And
massively
for the
prestigious.
distance over which it is run, the 1.5 miles, which is a pretty sort of
Classic.
one of those distances that people want to have a classic horse winner in. It's kind of, it's like being the 100-meter champion in a way in sprinting. It's that kind of same concept for horse racing. And
Exactly.
it's probably the premier 1.5 mile race in the world at the moment.
Yeah. And then this year you have the potential for it being one of the best ever in terms of the horses that could potentially show up. And every week another what seems like good looking horse says that they might throw their hat in the ring to go to the Arc. But right now we have Enable is second favorite, and Enable has won 2 out of the last 3 Arcs and has looked decent this year. Gaia,
I think, I
What do you
disagree
wanna
with you on
say?
that. I think Enables look good. The assessment going into the race against Gaiath was that it was 85%. If that's a true figure, if Enable was 85% in that race, Gaiath did not beat it that comfortably. I mean,
but who's
if
to
that's
say Gaiath was 100%? No one said Gaiath was 100.
That's true.
Oh, Charlie Appleby going into it said Gaiath was 100%. He was
He said
talking
he was
about how
good.
No, he
No,
said it's
no, no,
looking
no.
good. No,
said
he
he's
said it was
looking
looking
good.
good. Yeah.
I say I look good every day. That doesn't mean I look 100% every day.
Well, you got to oil yourself up like Ronaldo.
Yeah, yeah. You got to get the view. But for context as well, so there's a pretty good meeting at the moment at York in the UK called the Ebor, and a couple of ARC favourites, I would guess, definitely kind of top 5 in the betting. Love and Gaiath both ran yesterday and today, well, Wednesday and Thursday.
And
Gaiath
Magical
looked-
you could throw in, because Magical was sort of up there in the betting. So
yeah.
3 horses who were in the top 6 or 7 in the betting all raced.
And suffice to say, Gaiath and Love, well, we've had lots of chats offline, but suffice to say, neutrally speaking, Gaiath and Love did themselves, they didn't do themselves any problems or a discredit to their betting in the Arc. They both have, I think Love's now actually gone slight favourite, probably pending an Enable run, and then Gaiath not too far in third favourite behind him. But yeah, we're split on this one, right, guys?
Yeah, I'm going to say this when it comes to my assessment of Gaiath. It's been the same forever, which is I have the utmost respect for it as a horse. I think it's, tremendous and unique in having a kind of really classy Group 1 winner that wins races in the way that it does. That being said, I think there's a clear formula to stop it, but that requires big fields and 1.5 miles. And if it goes to the Arc and it's up against a minimum of 18 horses, but probably 20, 22, 25 in the field, I just can't see it winning. And it's that simple for me. But if it keeps running Group 1s against 5, 6 other horses, it will keep picking them off.
To be fair, most Group 1s are fairly small.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying we're talking about we're trying to assess its chances for the Arc. I'm not. If it goes to Champions Day and races against 7 other horses over 1.2 miles, yes, it's favorite, no doubting that. But in the Arc, do I think that what it is at the moment, which is around 5-1, do I think those are fair odds for it in the Arc? No.
Thing is, okay, so say it goes off in the Arc, right? Big field, but it jumps well and finds itself in the lead in the Arc. Then what? You're still not taking it?
Oh, it wins. No doubt.
So really, the kind of clear
There's
field
no
thing
way.
that you're talking about, the big field thing, is that if it's prevented from getting to the front. But if it does get to the front,
not at all.
are
It
you
got to the
saying
front.
that
It got to the
Gaiath
front
doesn't
last year in the Arc, and then when you listen to Appleby and Buick talk about last year, they basically have the theory that it went too quickly, actually. So they needed to not start as quickly as it did last year in the Arc, so not be as much of a front runner. And to me, that causes more of a problem. It's not about whether or not it can get to the front. I'm not saying it gets boxed in or something.
Yeah, it's
more
just getting in that rhythm. It's got to
more
get
that having
into
horses
Gaiath's
around it
rhythm.
that disrupt it and maybe stop it from really, because what they're now trying to do is get it into its nice, comfortable cruising speed, and then using the acceleration at the right moment. And I think if it has 3 or 4 horses around it, finding that cruising speed is going to be just having it challenge for the lead. And maybe it goes a bit too quickly then because it tries to get out front. Maybe it gets held up a little bit so it's not quite in the rhythm that it wants to be in. Either way, we'll disrupt it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is the worry, and the ground is a little bit of a worry, obviously, as well. But I think the last few races, it hasn't had that need to super jump out. And even this race here, it kind of just looked like it naturally caught its pace and caught its everything. And I agree, if there are horses in the way, that's going to be an issue for it to hit its rhythm and its pace. But I think, given how well it's looked, I don't think 5-1 is short on that horse. I mean, if it has the chance to get into its rhythm and get into its pace, I don't think Enable could beat it. I think Love could beat it. I think Love could maybe pick it off at the end with a good ride. I mean, Love has the benefit, it has the greatest jockey in the history of jockeys. But, I mean, so he's going to be timing that perfectly with Ryan Moore. But I don't think Enable will be able to, if Gaiath runs its race and is allowed to run its race, I don't think Enable can catch it.
It's so dismissive of a horse that basically...
Of a horse that's 6 years old now.
Yeah, but still okay in its first race of the year. Looked all right against Gaiath in what was that, the Eclipse? Was that where they had it?
Yeah.
But fundamentally ran a good race, wasn't beaten by far. I mean, arguably, up until now, the closest horse to Gaiath so far, right? Nothing has come closer than Enable did in the Eclipse. So you factor that in. It's just very dismissive of a horse, okay, which is maybe slightly past its prime, but still fundamentally has won 2 arcs, finished second in the arc last year, must have been 30 lengths in front of Gaiath last year. And I know I spoke to this about Sam earlier. Using those lengths, it's misleading because obviously Gaiath wasn't ridden hard to the line once its chances of winning were gone. But it still means that realistically, based on that, you'd have to say that it's got 10 lengths to find. It's not an insignificant bit of form to overturn.
I personally think that you look at the form this year, like the most recent form, and you know for a fact that Buick would have learned what to do with the horse compared to last year's arc. They would have had the beating of Enable. They've had 3 pretty perfect rides this year, right? On Gaiath, you've got to say. Whereas Enable, I mean, still, 85% ready fine, then pretty poor version of the King George it wins. So it'd be interested to see what it does before its next. You said it was going to Kempton, right?
I believe so. Yeah, that's the game.
So I mean, I understand where Eddie's coming from with the arc being a big field and it being an issue.
And it's going to be soft ground, right? It's almost certainly going to be. It's Paris in October.
I've actually heard that that's a very big misconception, that the arc always has soft ground, and it actually turns out to be pretty even ground. It turns out to be usually good. That the soft ground idea of the arc. What? A Racing Post podcast?
Because all I can say is I've been to a lot of arcs.
No, because that's what everyone says. But
no, but all I can say is
actually
I've been to a decent number of arcs, and I've been to, in recent years, all but one in the last, I guess, 6 or 7 years. And I would say in the last 6 or 7 years, it's been raining on the Saturday and the Sunday all but once. So it's never been. I agree with you. It's probably the misconception might be that the ground is worse than it is. It's definitely rarely heavy, but it's not like it's going to be turning up there and it's going to be good.
It's not going to be firm. Yeah,
and it's a nice sunny day in Paris. It's probably going to be miserable weather.
It just won on a fairly soft side, right? At York, though.
But I just hope all 3 turn out. I hope Love, Gaiath, and Enable turn out. And I hope Gaiath gets a decent run because it'll just be super exciting.
Yeah, I think that's something I'd really be excited for, regardless of where my leanings are and everything. The fact that you've got a horse that runs at the front, you've got an acceleration of someone like Love that just the second the jockey asks for something, he gets it, and then you've got Enable, which has just got such a pedigree of that exact distance, being so good at it. I just think if all 3 turn up and that's the race that's run, and they all get a true race as well. They get a true line. They're not boxed in. They're not hampered or anything. That's fantastic. That's such a good thing to look forward to.
And that's why we're also overlooking it, which is the real thing. It's not turning up. So we can preview the odds, but 5-1 when you're not getting any non-runner insurance are awful odds.
No. I'm getting non-runner money back on the anti-post.
Really?
Yeah. I think Bet365 do non-runner money back. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure there's quite a few on the bigger races.
On the bigger races in England, they often do it. I would be surprised if they're doing it on the ARC.
I'll be curious. I'll check. But fair points about like Charlie Appleby, etc. But they're not saying no. They're not saying yes. But fundamentally, if it's a yes, I still rate it. I'm not.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see for that one. All right, well, that's a wrap, boys. See you guys later.
See ya.
Cheerio.